Today we're going to be running the Mythic Storm King with the Xenon bow for the crystals. I know, normally it's something flashy like the Jack's Revenge or the Blackout build or Crack Shot versus MSK, but no, today it's going to be a pretty normal MSK fight with a really normal couple of builds. I just want to feature the Xenon bow as a really good crystal killer because everybody uses the Wrath or the Bundle Bus. The Bundle Bus isn't really what you want to use forever, but you know, or like the Obliterator or something like that. I think the Xenon bow might be the best weapon for the crystals. It will not kill as fast as the Mythic Storm King's Wrath, okay? The Wrath can one-hit the crystals if you crit, two or maybe three-shot it if you don't crit. It's the better option for efficiency, but it takes 20 energy cells. The Xenon bow has a few things going for it. It is accessible to every single player. You can flux it anytime. You can get it from an upgrade llama. If you're lucky, there are a number of ways to get it at any power level. It is 1 energy cell per shot, which is a 95% decrease in cost. So instead of 20 energy cells per shot, it's 1. That's very, very nice. It hits from any location. Oh yeah, that deserves a Ben's Warcry. I record these on stream, Twitch link down below. That's the big deal. I think that's the thing that features this. I got a couple of clips before the video you're about to see that really showcase this well, where I was on the complete opposite side of the Storm King and I was hitting the crystal through his body, through his arm, just hitting it from any direction. And if everybody on the team is running the Xenon bow and we're all focused on the crystals when the time comes, it actually goes down really fast and there's a lot of convenience there. Granted, you're shooting in an arc, so it's not a perfect laser shot just like the Wrath, but that versatility is super, super nice. And I think all of that makes it a really good contender. So I said we're going to be running a couple of builds. Let's see what we got here. So I like to run Lynx Xenon, just the default build. Blast in the Past for health, Hide and Might for some extra damage, hardware damage, and crit rating just because I want to make my Storm King's Fury do a little bit more. And then the only thing I'm changing is usually with the Wrath and the Discharger or the Deatomizer, whatever you're using for the mini bosses in the end phase, I would use Demo Penny. She increases launcher damage. That's pretty overkill for those weapons, but I'm also not using a launcher for my crystals. I want to use Sniper critical damage. I was considering Redline Ramirez. I did record some gameplay with that. You can see it on screen here probably. It didn't do enough to really break the crystals. I was trying to solo the crystals just to get a baseline. That 17% damage from Redline Ramirez was nice, but it's not really that big of a deal. I do think the crits are really what you're farming here, and like I said earlier, the Wrath wasn't even one hitting the crystals, so you're going to be farming for crits no matter how you run it. The second thing is that JD recommended in the stream chat that Rabbit Raider get Rain in the lead. He has a couple of advantages and one major disadvantage, and that's movement, but the two advantages is that you're critting for a lot more. That should make the crystals die a lot quicker, and if you go to the abilities, he has a Warcry, which is super useful on the horns and the end phase, where you'll be doing more damage overall. Everybody will swing faster and do more damage to that horn, and it makes it a lot smoother. Except, like I said, the mobility is significantly reduced. So let's start off with the Lynx Cassandra build here. Everybody on the team has been instructed to use whatever loadout they feel comfortable with. I believe Jason here is running Warcry, so that'll be nice. But the key thing is that we're all using the Xenon bow for the crystals. Let's hop in game and get it going. All right, the game begins. I'm not a totally rocking out or wafer user. I know you guys like to run that playstyle, and that's perfectly valid. But you know, I'm only showing 2 builds. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Was that 1.6 million? Because in my testing prior to this game, I found that it crits for not 1.6 million. I think what happens is similar to the Horde mode. I don't know if I'm going to pull footage for that. I don't even think I saved my Horde runs. But you can hit those monoliths, those crystals in the Horde runs twice with the Xenon bow. It's kind of weird how that works. And I feel like that could be what's happening here, where you can hit the crystal twice. 1.3 million? Okay, so we're hitting for 100,000. No, there's no way. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm digging it. I think, like I said, we're hitting the crystal twice. And with multiple teammates shooting at the crystal at the same time, it goes down really fast. So you can see Jason's on the exact opposite side of the Storm King. Archer's on that corner. If I run west here for a second, pick up that health bonus, get ready for the crystal, we're all basically on different sides of this crystal, and we can shoot it from any direction. I don't know if that was my hit because I didn't see the damage, but somebody else probably hit it.
It was mine.
Yeah, we can hit it from opposite sides, and that's the important part. That's the key benefit of the Xenon bow. Oh yeah, a little Ben's Warcry going on there. And I really like that. I think if you're running Storm King all day long, if you're somebody who carries other people, or if you're just playing with your friends, or maybe you're a streamer who's just running MSK fights, it could be very economic. It could save a lot of batteries and energy cells overall to just use a Xenon bow. You can see it took a few more shots, but we need to shoot 20 times to equal 1 shot of the Mythic Storm King's Wrath. That's pretty economic. What's not economic is wasting an entire discharger shot after the mini boss is dead. See, Noah in our chat earlier was asking like what's best for mini bosses. I still think the pot shot and the Wrath. Ooh, see, that was perfect, shooting right through the MSK, the Mythic Storm King. Because the discharger does great damage. We all know that. That's readily apparent. But it charges really slow. It takes 3 seconds, and it costs 30 energy cells. The pot shot and the Wrath do pretty good, really good damage instantly for a bit more expense. So yeah, I think the discharger was maybe overhyped when it first came out. I definitely contributed a lot to this. I called it the best weapon in Save the World. I still believe that in a lot of ways, but that 3-second wait to shoot your shot is something that causes me embarrassment in games. It is very often where I'm about to shoot at a target that a teammate is shooting at, and they kill it before I even hit my shot. Because 3 seconds when you're just standing there is a long time to wait when a pot shot and a Wrath just start working immediately. So it's something to consider. It's definitely strong. The discharger is a hugely powerful weapon, but it's slow. It's slow. So something to consider. We're gonna have another crystal right here. I think so. There we go. Shoot it from the side. I love that. See, with the Wrath, I have to kind of save my kunai and hope that I'm, you know, maybe on the right side of the crystal. But with the Xenon bow, I don't care. Did you see that crit was like 600,000? I think that was a crit
I saw that too.
Yeah. So I think that proves that I'm hitting the crystal for double damage, and that is really nice. I don't know if that's just like the geometry of the crystal, where it's not a perfect filled in hitbox. Maybe it's a hitbox that's hollow on the inside, so the Xenon bow goes in one side and out the other and hits it twice overall. I don't know. I'm not a game designer, okay? I'm not a Fortnite surgeon. I'm a gamer trying to figure out the game that I'm playing. I'm just making this video as a PSA. Like I said in the beginning, this is not a normal themed or like challenge Storm King run. This is just, hey, Save the World community, have you tried the Xenon bow? Some of you have, some of you haven't. And for those of you who haven't, maybe give it a go. It's actually pretty good in these fights. Big shout out to, I think it was Unknown Engineer, over a year ago at least. And I mean like a real year, not like my daily video jokes. I mean like at least 365 days ago. It was an old conversation where he recommended the Xenon bow. I was reluctant to the suggestion because that felt like a joke. I was like, what? It doesn't hit nearly as hard. It's garbage. There's no way. But at the same time, it doesn't need to hit that hard because the crystal actually doesn't have that much health. It's only like a couple million. See that? Easy knockout with the teammates in tow. Goes down easy, and the end phase is near. So this is where the next phase, the next loadout might be better. I feel like Rabbit Raider with Totally Rockin' Out makes sense. I don't want to be flimsy, but if you're using Totally Rockin' Out, the MSK fight goes down really fast. I'd recommend our Jack's Revenge vs MSK video. That thing died in 3 seconds, but that's pretty much what's happening here, actually. That's pretty much what's happening here. Let's go set up the next loadout and hop into the next run. All right, as bad as I want to use Totally Rockin' Out with this build, I want this to not only be an apples to apples comparison, but I want this to be consistent and practical, something that an average player could and should use. Blast from the Past takes no setup. You don't need to hunt for wafers, and you don't need to rely on Totally Rockin' Out. I'm going to be running the exact same perks as before. Rabbit Raider Jonesy in the lead with Redline in support. A little reminder on the perks. I think I only showed it briefly in the beginning, but this is what we got here. Just the standard reload, crit build, fire rate. I'll link my Xenon best perks down below if you guys want to see all the options. All right, we're in the fight with Rabbit Raider. Now, a notable difference is, like I said twice already, mobility. No double jumping. So the best you can really do is build as you go around or use your use your Fury, I guess. Oh yeah, little Ben's War Cry. Okay, I couldn't see the crystal. There we go. Let's see. How much harder am I going to crit now? Is it going to be noticeable? Maybe if I actually crit, it would be noticeable. Obviously, if you're somebody who is okay with being flimsy and you got a lot of practice, you are more than welcome to use Totally Rockin' Out. As mentioned, I want this to be a similar build to the one that I previously showed, and I want a build that's consistent and easy for most players. I did not expect to one-hit that. Pretty cool about that, actually. Look at that, going right through it. Interestingly, I'm critting for less than before. Granted, I had kunai before, so that extra 140% is pretty significant. Now, the Xenon bow is no mini-boss killer. I think most people know that, but Maybe if I'm critting extra hard, it'll matter. There you go, a little 1 million damage. And of course, the Xenon bow is a pretty decent cleanup weapon. I didn't do that at all in the previous game because I wasn't getting swarmed, because I could have just jumped out of the way, but woo, one-shotting the crystal. I don't know if I got help from a teammate there. I probably did, but Rabbit Raider?
But it missed.
You missed? Okay, so Rabbit Raider might be pulling his weight here. If anybody hasn't seen my videos using the Xenon bow, vacuum tube bow, and powder keg bows with the Rabbit Raider loadout, they're actually really strong. I recommend checking out all 3 of those if you guys want to see more bow carnage. But yeah, getting unlucky with the crits here. It happens, but that's sort of why we have multiple teammates helping on the fight. Yeah, and then it goes down pretty easily. Again, you know, just like before I mentioned, it took a lot of shots with Xenon bow, but I need to shoot at least 20 for this to be as expensive as the Wrath. Oh, here we go. He's charging me. Just shoot right there. Let him walk into it. Oh, no, he stopped. Man, I've just been wasting so many energy cells with the Discharger. You know, I keep the Discharger on me because this is a lazy loadout. I want to have the Discharger, the Fury, and the Xenon bow ready for the end phase. Here we go. This is not the end phase, but I'm going to actually have Warcry. Wow, I need to remember to pop my war... Oh my goodness, I'm being trolled. I'm being trolled by the enemies. Ah! There we go. Okay, yep. Pop the Warcry for the teammates. Mantle on up. There we go. Yep, okay. Let's not fail this fight. That would be really embarrassing. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, it was so close. I think we had like 1 or 2 seconds left. I was not expecting to fail this fight, so I'm glad we're still here. All right, another crystal right here. Woo, that Warcry cooldown is significant. I guess that's why we only use it for the horns. I had half a mind to use it for a mini boss earlier, but I'm glad I saved it because that is a really long time to wait. Can I survive long enough to get close to this and grab the healing pad? Yes, I can. Okay, you know, I think we got him, guys. I think that was more Discharger shots than we needed. How many energy cells just went into the death of that mini boss? Like, have you guys ever thought about how many Wrath shots it takes to kill it too? Like, that's expensive. Holy crap. Speaking of wasting energy cells, let me just clean up the enemies here. There we go. Honestly, not that much damage. It's kind of weird. So the Discharger, Aewol-ri, tuned me into this idea that it actually does better against bigger targets. So the Discharger doesn't do that much to a normal smaller mini boss. You guys have seen it in my videos a lot of times, and maybe in your own experience, where it doesn't hit that much. Sometimes the Discharger will just not do damage for some reason. But against these bigger Smasher mini bosses, it kills them almost instantly. And in 160s, it kills normal Smashers very fast. So it's kind of interesting how that works. I don't really know why it's like that, but that's kind of how it works. You can see, I'm gonna just adrenaline rush there, and it didn't help at all. Oh my gosh. Ah! Gotta heal, gotta heal. There we go. Can I one hit the... Oh my gosh. I'm being trolled. Everything here wants me dead. Why is the Mythic Storm King fight so hostile? Why does everything want me to hurt? This is mean. Crystal in a second here. Oh, it's already active. Can I hit it from back here? Or did it time? I timed out. Can I get a nice little quick crystal on that? Nice. He's down. Here we go. No shame in overbuilding. Just want to stay alive. Thank you for the sub, Chris. We're busy. Hold on. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. All right, pop the Warcry, being a good, solid teammate. I probably should have waited for everybody to show up, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So this is where totally rocking out would have been way more fun. But with the Warcry still active, Discharger. Holy crap, I love this. The end phase of the MSK fight is always so much improved by... Oh, I don't think I've ever actually used that emote. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. The full googly. That's the one I was thinking of. I never got the fire one because I haven't gotten that far in the battle pass, but maybe I should go unlock that. That's neither here nor there. There you go. There's a couple of runs, couple of loadouts to try. As mentioned, way too many times at this point. Totally rocking out can enhance your damage if you're capable of staying alive. I'm not, so Blast on the Pass is going to be it for me. But as you can see, it's perfectly sufficient. If you've got a team of people that are playing the game, sufficient power level, and even kind of know what they're doing, you're going to have a good time. And I think the Xenon bow could be a nice economic trade-off to anything else. It's actually kind of embarrassing now. I've spent so many videos recommending the bundle bus for the crystals, and yet the Xenon bow has been right there pretty much the entire time, and it's a far better alternative, and I think I'm done recommending the bundle bus, as the Xenon bow takes 1 inventory slot instead of 2. It's more consistent, it's probably more accessible, and it's better for more things than just the mini boss. The bundle bus isn't that great for regular missions, and the Xenon bow is obviously spectacular. So I think we learned a lot today, and I hope this helps. Subscribe if you're new. Check out these videos at the end here in a second. Subscribe on YouTube. Twitch link down below. All the things the YouTuber is supposed to say. Okay, bye. And then